Hey everyone, welcome back to your favorite podcast in the entire world, Tuna to the
Ew, yeah.
Podcast.
Woo woo.
Today we are just chit chatting it up.
hmm
We don't have a specific theme, we don't have a specific topic, but we will talk.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a full yap sesh. So buckle in, get your drink, get a snack. First thing we're gonna talk about is in podcast time. My birthday was a long time ago. In actual reality, my birthday was last week before. I don't know. Time is weird.
Yes.
So I every year, particularly Casey will text me and she'll be like, "Send me your Amazon wish list." And then I get everybody else going, "What do you want for your birthday?" Now, when you ask me in the moment what I want for my birthday, the answer is always I don't know.
hmm
Because like I don't most time like if you ask me something, immediate blank. There's the error noises going on, the loading bubble is happening, the wheel of death is spinning, and I don't know what to tell you. I also like never want to be the person that is like, I want this $200 Lego set because I know most
Yeah.
people they're not going to buy me the $200 Lego set, even though I would really like the $200 Lego set, particularly the Going Merry from One Piece Lego set. But so Lego, I know you're listening. Send it to me. I'll
Now.
make a video. Yeah, Lego's gonna be like,
Yeah, we'll do an
never.
episode.
Yeah, Lego will be like, you know what? Make sure she's never on the PR list.
Yeah, put her on the blocked list.
Yeah. um. So like, I always like, I don't know what to tell when people ask me that. I'm just like, well, in my head, I'm like, do you want to spend like $20 on me, $50 on me? Do you want to get me? Some people like giving an actual gift. Some people, I know people always say gift cards and money is a lame gift. It's not, because
hmm
I look at that, like especially gift cards, I'm just like, wow, you gave me, it doesn't matter how much it is. If you give me a $5 gift card, I'm like, sweet, I get $5 off of that top I wanted from Target. I get $5 off of my makeup purchase from Ulta or whatever. But anyways, suffice to say, I made it's now on my Instagram highlights a story, a variety of stories of what not to buy me, because everybody always gets me, like there's go-to gifts: candles,
hmm
perfume, lotion, shower gel, t-shirts, tote bags. And I have a problem buying all that stuff myself. I definitely don't need anybody giving it to me. Casey will know, because Casey, literally, I'm always like, I'm not going to use this perfume set before it goes bad. So here you go, Casey, who goes through like 3 gallons of perfume a week and
hmm
always smells fantastic because she remembers to put it on. I don't.
hmm
You're lucky I remember to brush my hair in the morning, okay? Like, I don't. I barely put regular. My body is so dry during the summer because I barely remember to put regular lotion on. Um, so I have a list. So like I made it real easy for everybody. Here are ideas. I mean, feel free to pick out whatever you want. But the reason I bring this up is I actually just got a birthday present in the mail from one of my best friends, and I don't know if it's just her being like, "Oh my god, I need to order Jamie something." And she, like, her go-to is a notebook, a t-shirt, and a tote bag. It's what she got me last year. Um, so last year she got me like it's just a lined notebook, and it says, "Sorry, I was thinking about Pedro Pascal" on the front. And I'm like, definitely on brand. She got me a Pedro Pascal tote bag, which somebody else also got me, but in black. So I have it in white and black. And a t-shirt that I can't remember. It says I, it, I can't remember what it says. It's like it has my name on it. It says something silly like, it's, that's because I said so, or it's because I don't know. It says something like that. it actually is a really nice t-shirt that will never see the light of day outside of the house. It's my painting t-shirt now. But this year she also sent me a t-shirt, a tote bag, and a notebook. The notebook is also a Pedro Pascal notebook, except his face is actually on it this time. It's a really beautiful, very aesthetic themed collage of photos on the front, which is fabulous. I honestly, even though I hardly ever use notebooks, it is really nice just to have them because then
Hmm.
can use them for
Always got
whatever.
them on deck.
Yeah, yeah, and like it's just like it's a really like cheapy one, so like I like taking them sometimes to travel with so that I can write stuff down or I can doodle on the plane or whatever. Um she got me a t-shirt that says Pedro 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 on it. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know if I'll ever wear that out loud, outside, but it's a t-shirt. Um and then she got me the same exact tote bag that she got me last year. And listen, I love Amazon and I love people that obviously pay attention to things I love. But when you type in like Pedro Pascal gifts into Amazon, it gives you like the same 10
Yeah.
options for like the last like 5 years, right? And like, don't get me wrong. I love Pedro Pascal and I love things with his face on it and I love things that pertain to him. But I almost like, I really wish that people would look for, and this, I'm not ungrateful for the gift. I want to say that if you get me something, I love you forever. But I'm just saying, like, it would just be, in my opinion, just as easy to order something like off of Etsy, a sticker that somebody made, or like, I don't know, a little poster or a little piece of art or something like that. So, if you know people who particularly love a celebrity or a band, like look on like Etsy or even Instagram. A lot of artists, like, you can
Hmm.
just buy stuff directly through Instagram. Um and that you can get something that they just can't find anywhere. I know Amazon is nice because like 2-day shipping, and then if you obviously, most of us pay for Amazon, so you get free ship, quote unquote free shipping. But like, pay the artists, because I do, like, I have an Etsy store and I sell some stickers and it fills me with joy every time somebody orders. Right now I think all I have is stickers on there. um and then they get it and they're like, it's exactly as described, I really loved it, and I'm like, yay, I'm glad you can put that somewhere now. So support artists, local, worldwide, whatever they may be. Also, if you follow somebody like one of your friends on Instagram, if you look at who they're following, I guarantee you they follow a handful of artists that you can buy stuff from. So, just gift giving advice. But I did think it was funny. I now own 3 of the same exact
That's
Pedro
crazy.
Pascal tote bag. And the tote bag, it's not like, it would be one thing if the tote bag itself was like a different style of tote bag, but it's probably one of my least favorite styles of tote bag because it's just basically like 2 pieces of fabric sewn together with handles. So there's no, like, it can't sit flat.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's also like stiff enough that it's not going to sit flat anyways. So um yeah, I'm honestly surprised I haven't ended up with more doubles, although uh my best friend Emma, I think, I'm trying to think. She had bought me a Dean Winchester candle. It smells like Winchester candle. And then somebody else bought me the same exact candle. So now I have 2. I also have 2 smells like Pedro Pascal candles. So that's why I was
Oh
like,
my
no
gosh.
candle. I
Yeah.
listen, no candles. Like, and it's not that I'm not grateful for it, but I I am a collector, bordering on hoarder,
Yes.
because
Yeah, you don't need duplicates of the same thing.
I don't need duplicates, but also I enjoy the act of shopping. I like to
Hmm.
go. That's what I inherited from my mama. I like to go shopping. I like to peruse the mall. I like to online shop. I love it all. Honestly, I would be almost happier if people were just like, here's $5 for your next convention or your next trip or whatever it may be. Also, I feel like the gift card, people are like, oh, that's such a lame gift. I think it's really underrated. A good,
Yeah, I
solid gift
agree.
card. You give me $5 to Starbucks? Thanks, that's a coffee. You want to give me $5 to Cane's? Great, I got $5 off of my meal. You want to put $50 towards my Sonic addiction? Hell yeah. Like, and you can use them whenever, too, which is the
Hmm.
great thing. They never expire, they never go away. But yeah, so I own the same tote bag. I actually almost had a small crisis because I got another gift from a friend. She's like, I just got you something small. She got me a book, which, in my opinion, is not a small gift. That's a huge deal because books are hella expensive now. Um, and she was like, it was on your list. And the first thing I went was, did I mean to take this off my list? Because I couldn't remember if I had already bought it and then just never took it off my Amazon list. Thank God I didn't buy it. So it is now, I now have the complete series of this book series, which is fabulous. I bought this book series all out of order. I started with the second one because I didn't know it was a book series.
That's
And
okay.
then
That happens.
yeah, and then I bought, I think I bought the second one, and then I bought the third one, and then I bought the first one, and then I bought the fourth one, and then I got the fourth one for my birthday. I don't know what's happening with this series, but they're all really good, and I like that you don't have to read them in order to know what's happening. Um, but yeah, so make sure, if for all of you out there who are listening, update your Amazon wish list. Make sure there's
Yes.
things on there that you still want slash still need. I love Casey bought off my Amazon wish list this year. 10 out of 10 picks. She got me a Giyu pop socket. I love me a pop socket. I know other people have like things on their cases, like the rings and like little kickstands. I love a pop socket.
Me
So she
too.
got me. I don't have an anime one, surprisingly, for any of them. So I'm glad I got a little something of Giyu because I hardly have anything Giyu. I also love on Amazon you can buy makeup, just like regular makeup. It doesn't have to be that's like some weird like Korean unknown makeup brand that's just like mashed up. Like she got me an elf lip gloss stick thing. It's the was it the lip ivy? I think it's on my desk. Yes, it is. Haha, it is.
Ha ha.
Aha! It is the NYX Professional Makeup Lip Ivy Hydrating Gloss Serum. And does it tell me what color? In Hydra Honey. So I'm very excited to try that. Also, I feel like makeup is also an underrated gift because I kind of love when people give me things that I wouldn't usually use. I mean, lipstick and stuff I always use, but like sometimes people pick out colors that you're like, I would have never bought that for myself, but also you're a genius. Chef kiss, I love you. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna stop blabbing about gifts now. Oh, Casey
Did you
also got
get
way but before Casey also got me the itty bitty
the
pops,
teeny tiny itty bitty
the teeny
ones?
tiny ones, the one piece ones. So, it's kind of nice because my itty bitties, I don't have any of like the big version of them, so it's like I have a nice little variety now between the bigs and the itties. So, thank you, Casey, for my gift. It's much appreciated, and I love you.
I love you. Also, I'm glad you liked it. Also, I
Hmm.
love bitty pops so much.
I need all of my pops to be bitty pops because I don't have room for regular size pops.
Yeah, it
Oh,
definitely they take up less space. I
yeah.
love them because even if I get like the blind boxes and I get duplicates, I can just put them on my desk at work because they don't take up that much
Yes.
space.
And you know what I love too is I went to not Anime Expo, WonderCon, with other Jamie, and there was a booth, and she had earrings, like it was all kinds of earrings, but she made earrings out of the bitty pops.
What? That's cool.
And I'm like, that's so cute. So like if you get like, you go to Five Below and get what are they, like $2 or whatever for the little blind bag ones. If you get ones that like are duplicates, just make earrings. You can make them into a keychain. Like they're so
Yeah, they
nifty.
need more
Also,
series of the bitty ones because I love them.
absolutely. They also feel like it would be a really easy thing to like trade with your
Yeah,
friends. Like, oh, hey, I have a duplicate of this one. If you get this one, you want to trade? Yeah, sure. It's just like, they're just so cute.
very cute. 10 out of 10. Recommend.
And I do like the set that Casey bought me, and I have a couple other sets. You get the little clear, like, shelf for them, so then you can stack your biddies or put stuff on top
Oh
of
yeah,
them.
yeah. I remember
Yeah,
I
you
went to
knocked my
pick up one of
FNAF
yours and
ones.
I was like knocked the whole thing over. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm so cool.
That is the only downfall, is if you knock them over, they just like ping apart
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
just everywhere.
Whoopsie.
Speaking of Funko Pops, um if none of you follow my Twitch or my YouTube, Joe and I have been playing through Baldur's Gate 3, which I'm playing through one game with him, and then I actually have my own personal game. My favorite character is Astarion, which is the vampire, white haired vampire guy, right? And I love him. He's my favorite. But Funko is like, so there's like a ton of characters in Baldur's Gate 3, but Funko is like, you know what we need? Another Astarion Funko Pop. Astarion has like 6 Funko Pops right now, and we barely have like the whole main cast. And I'm just like, listen, I love Astarion as much as the next girl, but can we please get some other? We don't even have like, in Baldur's Gate 3, you can kind of collect the companions like Pokemon and just have everybody in your camp. So everybody who can technically live in your camp doesn't have a Funko Pop, including one of my favorite characters, Halsin, who, if you've ever seen the very spicy and slash controversial scene that they released before the game, which is Astarion's figure model doing it with a bear. The bear
What?
guy. Yeah, it's kind of crazy because Halsin is a druid. He could turn into a bear. But when he gets excited, sometimes the bear kind of like comes out and then he's like, I'm so sorry. And you can either be like, no, it's okay. Or be like, we'll test that later. And then you do the deed. But I need Halsin as a Funko Pop, both as a man, a very beautiful large man, and a bear. I need both versions. Also, there's like the Shadowheart is one of the main gals. I was so mad because so they have her regular Funko Pop, which is great. She goes through a change in the game and she changes her hair color and she ends up with beautiful silver colored hair. 10 out of 10. They did that version of her Funko Pop, which is really cool, but they did it as their stupid new enter for a chance to win like a ticket to buy it. You still have to buy it. You don't win it for free. You just have to enter the contest to win the
Oh,
ability
that's
to
so
buy the
annoying.
Funko Pop. And I was like, what do you mean? And so I tried to do it and Joe did it and I think we got a couple other people doing it. Mine wouldn't go through, so I don't think I actually entered the contest, which makes me super mad. But also, she's a regular size Funko Pop, but she was like $40.
Ridiculous.
And you said to pay shipping. And I'm like, what do you mean? Why would we do that? That's Funko's new thing. And I'm like, listen, I know that Funko may or may not survive the year, but this is not the way to drum up business. Funko, you're being real annoying. And I love
Yeah.
Funko, but like, it's like a 0 out of 10 for me, dog. Um, but yeah, I love a good Funko Pop. I also love that Five Below usually has pretty good selection of Funko Pop.
Five Below does have a really good selection, especially with keychains too. Keychains, and
Mm-hmm.
I always find like really good ones that are like really random but really good.
Yeah, I've picked up a couple. I'm just like, I mean, it's $5. I'll get it. And then I like never see that character in any other form ever again. I'm like, oh, okay. Glad I got it while I was at 5 Below. Yeah. The Boys. We're gonna talk about The Boys.
The
Um,
boys, today is the day of, well, not when you're listening, but when we're recording,
when we're recording.
the final season premieres today. Well, the first two episodes.
Yeah, they're doing that again, which it's the final season. Just let me binge through the whole thing. I don't want to wait. But
Yeah, me
also
either.
I'm I'm excited, but I'm also cautiously excited for this season. I'm excited because it's basically Supernatural season 16, which I love.
Dude, I love Soldier Boy so much. I love Soldier Boy. Did you, that video I sent you literally had me crying.
Yeah.
Um, I love Soldier Boy.
Yeah, I love that so many people are like it's kind of crazy how many people this is their first introduction to Jensen Ackles because he's been acting since like yeah, he is, but he's very beautiful. Since like
True.
2000 and something. I think actually his first gig was possibly in the 90s. He was on a soap opera for a while. But like this is their first introduction to Jensen, and I'm like, that's kind of crazy because you will go from Soldier Boy to even Dean Winchester, and you're like, that's not the same person, but it is. It's the
I
same
love Soldier
talented
Boy.
man.
He's
I
amazing.
yes,
I
and
can't wait for the spinoff
oh, the
with him.
spinoff is gonna be so good. So I have a friend who works for Sony, and she's a casting assistant, and so
Oh,
he
that's
I
cool.
yeah, and so I think it was her and her boss. I don't know if they were just looking. I don't think she actually saw Jensen with her own two eyes, but they were looking at his basically quote unquote audition kind of tape for Vought Rising, and she was like, I I see the appeal. And I was like, yeah, I would sure hope you would, because she like sent me like a little clip and I'm like, uh-huh. Yes, absolutely. But also I think it's kind of funny because her soon to be husband kind of sort of looks like he has like the same vibe as Jensen. So I'm just like, a girl, that's your type. What do you mean?
True. We love Jensen Ackles in this house.
That we do. He smells really nice.
Yes.
And he is a really nice person too. He's always really funny at conventions and stuff like that. But I do love that he gets to kind of, because he played Dean Winchester for 16 years. So like that's a long time to be playing any character, but especially Dean. And then to 180 from Dean Winchester to Soldier Boy is wild. But also, I know he had to have so much fun just like cussing every 2 seconds and yelling at people and not having to be Dean Winchester. Because listen, we all, especially here on this podcast, love Dean Winchester with all our heart. But man, Soldier Boy has to be so much fun.
Yeah. His Soldier Boy's so silly. I love that guy. Can't wait for
Oh,
them to come back.
yeah, I'm
But yes, that's my
excited.
plan, is to start it after this episode. I'm gonna start season 5. We are hoping for at least one death. The deep.
Yeah, the
The
deep.
deep.
Yeah, Octopus Man. He's got to get out of. He's got to go. Although, honestly, I feel like he's like a cockroach where the world will end and he'll survive.
Yeah,
He'll
true.
just like,
That's
I
true
feel
deep
like,
fashion.
yeah, I feel like if they killed off everybody in the show but the deep, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That'd be so
I'm like,
ridiculous, but yeah.
yeah, absolutely, he would survive, which is so annoying because every time he appears, I'm just like, and then he starts speaking, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to pop your head like
Yeah,
a
it's when he
grape.
opens his mouth. It's like, shut the hell up, deep. Shut the
Yeah.
hell up.
Because like if you literally look at him from the outside, he just looked at like a cute, goofy guy. Kind of stereotypical bright blue eyes, like surfer dude vibes, and then he starts talking and you're like, frick, I hate you with a passion. And
Yeah, that guy sucks.
he's either sometimes, like, when he does certain things, I'm like, you're either the smartest man on the planet or the stupidest man on the planet. Like, there's no in between.
Hmm.
I'm like, you sometimes it's like you can't be that stupid. So you got to be smart. And then you realize no, he's just stupid.
Yeah, he's just a silly guy who
And
likes his octopus.
a little too much. And his octopus likes him. Um
Yeah.
what animal do we think he's going to absolutely heinously murder this
Oh my god,
season?
I hate that guy.
Cuz he the dolphin I think is still my favorite, which I'm
Oh
pretty
my
sure was season
gosh.
1.
That was traumatizing.
It was, but like you honestly, it
This
can't
whole show is honestly traumatizing. The first episode, what's his
with
face is
Huey's girlfriend
yeah, Huey's girlfriend gets her whole body ripped off,
body.
and then his arms are just left in her hands.
Yeah, it's just, and then like it's freaking A Train, and he's just like, oh, sorry, dude, you just exploded his girlfriend in
He's
the
like, my bad.
street.
You want an autograph?
It's freaking crazy.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm really excited to see how crazy Homelander gets this season.
Too crazy.
Yeah, that guy's insane.
Yeah, he's like a shark. There's nothing behind the eyes at all, ever. Unless he's like covered in blood and laughing, and then you can see the spark of joy. But
Yeah.
like,
That
other than
is
that,
crazy.
nothing. Like, he has that like not a single thought, but also he's seen it all. He knows exactly where this is going, and I'm just like, oh my god. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be 3 generations super team up kind of situation because you got Grandpa Soldier Boy, Daddy Homelander, and kid. What's his name? Oh gosh, oh my
Oh,
god,
his
I can't
son?
think of what
Isn't
his
it
yeah
Ryan or something?
Ryan. Yeah, baby
Yeah.
Ryan. What a team, man. They're almost
Yeah, I'm
to a
excited.
baseball team. Yeah,
I
I hope
am
it's good.
very excited to see how crazy it gets and how it's going to end and Supernatural reboot.
Yeah, I really hope they, because this is the last season. I really hope they go all out. Like honestly, if everybody died, I would be horrified, but also it would make sense.
Yeah, it'd be worth it, I feel like.
Yeah, I would just be like, wow. And then that would actually be really interesting if they killed everybody off and then we got another season of Gen V because then you'd see the
Oh,
aftermath.
yeah, that'd be cool.
So that would be really interesting. I know some of Gen V, I believe, is going to be in this season because they're kind
Hmm.
of trying to like merge the universes. So that'll be really interesting. I am excited. I feel like they have to kill off somebody in this season. The Deep.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, please, the deep. I'm fine
that's
with
who our
that.
vote is for. I feel like Butcher definitely has to die because he's pretty much already sick. He's already killing
Hmm.
himself by taking,
Yeah.
the V. So I just feel like he will probably be a natural death. Um I don't know if Huey would die. I don't know if they would do that.
I don't know.
It'd be interesting if Starlight died because then I think that would tip Huey off the edge and then Huey would go mad. So that would be interesting.
I think
Frenchie will
that'd be,
definitely
yeah.
survive because he's
Oh,
Frenchie.
sweet Frenchie. Sweet, sweet boy Frenchie. Love that guy. And Kimiko.
Kimiko, she's so cute. She talks now.
Yes, she says the words.
Yes, she's so cute.
Yeah, we'll probably do a recap at the end of the season. Although
Oh, for sure.
after the first two episodes, we do have to wait week for week, which really sucks, but whatever.
Yeah. Maybe you guys will just you'll get a section updates like we did with some didn't we do that with something else recently?
We did with Stranger Things, I think.
Yeah, yeah, the last season of Stranger Things. So maybe we'll do
Yeah.
something similar with the boys cuz Casey and I when we're watching a show in tandem, we're just like I need to yap about this and I need to do it right now.
Yeah. We need to,
Like
as
we
it's happening.
Yeah, because otherwise we won't remember because we'll just be traumatized by the next set of episodes.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I am really excited to see. It'll be interesting, hopefully, for sure. But I am glad that this is going to be the final season for The Boys. I feel like definitely
Mhm.
they could do another Gen V season. Obviously, Vought Rising is gonna need at least 2 seasons because,
Of course.
like, doing one season of a show with Jensen is crazy. Like, you got Jensen, just do at least 2 seasons. Actually, do all the seasons. Do them all.
Yeah, like you already got him.
Yeah, do another. Just do Supernatural, but with Soldier Boy. I think Jensen would go insane. Can you imagine 15 seasons of Soldier Boy?
That'd be insane. That would be actually so crazy.
Oh, I don't think anything could
I
last
mean, I feel like
that long anymore.
with the VOT universe though, you probably could do that many seasons.
Yeah, especially because, like, Soldier Boy was during World War II era,
Yeah.
supposed to be. So, like, I mean, there's a lot of crap happening in that era. So I feel like Vought is definitely part of the problem in that in that era
Yeah.
in this
I agree.
universe. But yeah, that would be crazy to have. I think it. I don't know. I feel like Vought Rising either needs to be a limited series where, like, each episode is like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and it's like 6 episodes, or it needs to be like 2 seasons of minimum 10 episodes.
Yeah.
I hate when people are like, it's a season and it's like 3 episodes and they're like an hour long, and I'm like, that's not a
That's not a
season.
season.
The only thing that, like, has a season that only has 3 episodes is the BBC Sherlock, but they're like 2 hour episodes. So you still get 6 hours of content, but they're so well done. If you haven't watched the BBC Sherlock, watch it. Benedict Cumberbatch is amazing. Um, Completely random tangent. My bad. That's what we do here, though.
True.
Let's see. What else? What else? What else? Oh, again. We're switching lanes. Um, I keep getting kicked on Instagram in particular, because my Bad Omens obsession is very real and very prevalent in all of my social media. But I keep getting kicked clips of when Noah Sebastian used to stream on Twitch. And
The good old
one,
days.
I'm really sad I missed that era. I'm so sad. I came into the Bad Omens fandom right after all of that ended, and I was like, no. Um, but I need him. I need him to play games with me. I want him to play you, me, and Noah Sebastian need to play Fortnite.
Yes.
I think that'd be great. But I keep getting kicked all his clips, and I'm just like, he's just a silly, goofy guy. And then I get, like, the next video will be him lying on the floor screaming into the microphone at a concert, and I'm like, yep, that's him. I love him.
We love the duality of a man.
Yeah, for sure. But also it just makes me want, every time I see him play a game, I'm like, I want to play that game. I'm not gonna play a game, but I want to. Um, Also, every time I don't know if I told you this, but at the Oklahoma show, I think I sent you a video clip. He was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm still thinking about the V-Bucks change." I was like, "Noah,
It's
Noah,
fucked up.
you can afford the V-Bucks change. The rest of us cannot."
Yeah, the rest of the world, we're upset about it.
But yeah, I just, like, he was like, "I'm devastated." I'm like, "I'm sure you are, my guy. Now that your song is in the Fortnite and Fortnite's probably just giving you stuff for free."
True.
Other games, I've been playing through Resident Evil 9, which, if you're not on the internet, you won't know. But the mods for RE9 are crazy. My favorite is turning Leon's very high end car into a hamburger. So he's basically riding around in the Krabby Patty mobile. It's so funny. But I was telling Casey earlier, I'm playing through Resident Evil 9, and which will be up on my YouTube channel. The first episode is actually already up, so you can go check that out. But I Like every time I get in, like I play like in 2 3 hour increments, so I'm like, I gotta be getting close to like halfway, and then like I'll talk to my brother or to my friend Travis, and they'll be like, no, no, you're like a quarter of the way
Yeah.
in. Like, gosh,
You're
dang
not
it.
close.
And then Travis had messaged me today and he was like, did you beat Requiem yet? And I was like, I think I'm almost there. I just did the crazy motorcycle stunt. Um, and Travis was like, yeah, no. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought I was close, but apparently I'm not. Although I am back because so Resident Evil 9 takes Leon back to Raccoon City, which is where it all started. So when you play Resident Evil 2, you play as rookie Leon. It was supposed to be his first day at the Raccoon City Police Department, and then all hell broke loose, and just spun us onto the Resident Evil journey. But now in this one, I'm back in Raccoon City, so a lot of people have been doing edits to the Joe song, end of beginning,
Mhm.
and it makes me want to cry. Like I love this fictional man and his story so much. Also, Leon is just a sweetie pie. He's also very much a dad. Like he tells so many dad jokes. He's got dad one-liners out the wazoo. Um, and most of the time he's funny, and sometimes he's cringy. And I'm like, Leon, I'm so glad that you've seen every horror in this universe, and you're still, you know, just like, oh, it was the, itsy bitsy spider had to go back off the pipe again, and I'm just like, Leon, no.
No.
He's just a silly, goofy guy, and I love him. Have you been playing any games lately, Casey? Have you played the new Pokemon? Don't you have a
I
Switch
have
too?
not. Yeah, but it's also $70 for that game.
Yeah, unfortunately, Nintendo has hopped on the $70 to $80 range bandwagon for games.
And but here's the thing. It would be one thing, Jamie brought this up. It would be one thing if it was a full Pokemon game.
Mm-hmm.
Like the full Pokemon games on the Switch 2, I could see being $70, $80. But it's a
Yeah.
full game. You get to do a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I have not played the new Pokemon game. I've been playing Pokemon Go. That's pretty much
Oh
it.
my god. You catching many Pokemon up there in North Dakota?
Yeah, I catching some shinies and stuff.
Wow.
Um, no, I haven't played anything or really watched anything either.
Yeah, I think the last thing I watched is on Easter. My mom and I both watched a show on Netflix called Virgin River. It's very good. It's like a solid like 9 out of 10 for me in terms of shows. Um, but the new season just came back on, and uh, I was like, "We got to sit down and watch this." And Easter was like the only day, so we watched all eight, all eight
Oh my
episodes of it.
gosh.
They're all like an hour long as well, but it's so good. And then my mom, like, we finished it. My mom's like, "When's the next season?" And I'm like, well, they actually haven't confirmed the next season, but if they leave us on that cliffhanger, I will murder whoever said no to renewing it. Um, Cause like so it basically it follows this girl lady named Mel, and so you kind of she like ups and moves her life to this, she lives in California, which I think is partially why I like this show, because hardly anything ever takes place in California that's not LA. But she's like in like Northern California. She moves to some backwater town called Virgin River who needed a nurse, and she is a nurse, and so she moved, and so you kind of discover her past, and she like makes her home in Virgin River, and it kind of has like a Gilmore Girl esque nature in that sometimes the side characters are so much better than the main characters. Like you
Mhm.
get to meet all the townies and you get to know all of their drama, and everybody's like intertwined, and then you get like small town problems like chains coming in, and giant chains being like, I want to put a Starbucks here, and they're like, absolutely not, denied. um it's just such a good show, but we binge watched that, so that's the only thing I've actually watched recently. Otherwise, I've been playing Resident Evil with Leon and his snappy one liners. Also, tangent back to Resident Evil, I didn't know until my friend Pepper told me you can. So, usually when you play Resident Evil, it's like a third person point of view. So, like the camera is following Leon, right? In this one, you can switch it to first person point of view. And you play as two characters in this game, Grace and Leon. Leon, he's a badass. He knows what he's doing. He has powerful weapons. Grace is just a little FBI agent who's investigating. She has a little handgun, a knife if you get lucky, and she gets trapped in the hospital, and you have to run from giant monsters. And the actress who does Grace's voice is amazing, because her breathing is what freaks me out the most, because she's just sitting there going the whole time, and I'm just like, Grace, you are
Please.
stressing me
Enough.
out. But but anyway, so you can do first person from her point of view. I didn't know that until after, like, I got like halfway through Grace's story, and I told Pepper, I was like, I'm so glad I did not play the beginning of this game in first person, because I was already terrified. That would have sent me over the edge. I would have been like, nope, nope, I
Yeah.
can't play. Mm-mm, absolutely
Yeah, that
not.
would be rough.
Yeah, that's all I've listened to. I really need to finish reading. I'm like 3/4 of the way through Fourth Wing. I need to finish reading it, and I just haven't. So I stopped reading it like January, and I need to finish it.
Wow.
It's so bad. I like will not sit down and read, and I need to. I
Yeah.
need to get back into that, because it's so much. It's so much fun. I also haven't. I usually write as a hobby. I haven't done that in like 2 years, and like, my hobbies. I miss them.
Gotta get back to it. 30s, now it's your chance.
Ugh. Yeah. I'm old now. I should get to enjoy my granny hobbies.
Speaking of 30, I think maybe the next episode, one after that, is
No,
my
episode after
30th.
that. Yep.
Ugh.
It looms ever closer. Yep.
Disgusting.
You're going to be 30, flirty, and thriving.
Mm, surviving, not
Unfortunately,
thriving.
I was going to say, unfortunately, surviving means wearing the big girl pants,
Yeah.
particularly the manager pants. I hate manager pants.
Yeah, it's rough, but that'll be the future episode. So if you want to hear about me
Yeah.
turning 30,
Yeah, if you want to hear Casey cry for an hour, then make sure to subscribe, turn the notifications on for that. Also, if you have any questions you want to ask Casey for her 30th birthday, let us know. And if you want to wish her a happy birthday, you're going to have to message me, and then I'll message Casey. I'm the secretary
True.
for the birthday wishes.
Yeah.
We don't want to listen. She's already going to have an existential crisis about her age being a little too serious this year. I will be her secretary, and I will filter out the happy birthdays, and then you know what? I'll just get a birthday card, and I'll just write down everybody who said happy birthday,
Yeah,
and then hand it to you like 3 months later.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's amazing. I just need it all in one.
Yeah. You're like, these are the people. This is like this podcast is sponsored by, and I'll just like list everybody who said happy birthday.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Let's see. You have, but since we're talking about your birthday, you have Sick New World coming up on your birthday.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Get to be Viva Las Vegas.
Yes, and
The fairgrounds with no cell service.
so with no cell service, I'm hoping the weather remains to chill out.
Yeah.
Because it was getting a little hot in Vegas for a little bit there.
Oh.
So I've been checking the weather. It's been in like the 70s, 80s, which last year was 70s, which was like perfect because I did
Mm-hmm.
not like die of heat stroke. Jamie almost did, but I didn't. Um, she's gonna be fine this year.
I was gonna say Jamie is also little.
Yeah, we're gonna
She has nowhere to
be we're gonna
store
be
water.
we're gonna be a okay this
You
year.
need to hydrate. Hydrate, don't
Yes.
hydrate.
Um, except for like the hydration station things at Signu World were so, it was like worse. I mean, not like worse than like Mayhem, but like the
Oh.
lines were so clusterfucked and like you couldn't tell where one line started and one line ended. And like the line was like in the middle of like where people walked to get through to like the next stage.
Um mm-hmm.
Um, and
Hopefully
it
they figured
sucks
that out this year.
because yeah, you have to go in with no water. So you either have to spend $40 on water or
Ugh.
brave the water stand thingy.
Yeah, they should honestly just fill like the water station with ice. Fill it with ice and just let it melt throughout the day. It's Vegas. It's warm. And then it'll
Yeah,
be
that's what I'm
cold
saying. Like,
water.
I feel like I should be allowed to bring in a sealed water bottle.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's sealed, like like I would bring, if I could bring in, I'd bring in like 10 frozen sealed water bottles.
Yeah, just bring in like a case of frozen water.
But yeah,
But
I
no, they gotta
did.
make their money somehow.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna
Who is
be
playing that you're most excited to see?
AFI.
Right.
That is my
That's your
top.
number
If
one?
I sent Jamie a list of all the artists that I want to see, and I said I don't really care who's playing. If AFI is playing, it's AFI over any other band.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she was like, yes, and I was like, okay, at least we're in agreement because one day festivals are tough because you kind of have to just like pick
Oof,
and choose who
yeah.
you want to see.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a lot of good artists on there that I really want to see.
I was gonna say, and
Um,
if they're not the headliner, chances are they're playing the same time as another band you
yeah,
want to see, and it's just real annoying.
yeah. So AFI, who's who I'm most excited to see. Can't wait, because especially because last year I was supposed to see them twice, and it didn't happen either time because I was also
Rip.
supposed to get a Sick New World last year,
And then
but
they
they canceled
canceled it,
it.
right?
But
Okay.
I'm actually glad that they canceled it because I think this year was a better lineup because the
Nice.
headliners, like the only person really that was like I was most excited about was AFI, but the headliners for Sick New World last year was Metallica and Linkin
Oh.
Park.
Wow.
And I was like, if it wasn't for like AFI and a couple other bands, I would just say honestly say fuck it. And then they canceled it anyways. But I was like, it's an interesting choice. I don't know. I mean, Metallica was cool in like the 90s.
I was
I
gonna
mean,
say, like,
Metallica
I
is still
love
cool, but like
Metallica, but like, I feel like
I
they're a
saw
bit
them I saw
old.
them when I lived in Oregon. I think I was like maybe just 21. So like
Yeah.
9 years ago. And like they were old back then. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is cool, but like it's just Metallica. You know what I mean? Like they're just old guys.
Yeah,
And
that'd be
Linkin
kind
Park,
of.
bad choice.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Linkin Park is a bit better now, but that was definitely in their like kind of rocky era. They're a bit better now. I should actually listen to their new stuff. I haven't listened to anything new because I love Chester so much.
Yeah, Sam.
And I'm sure the new lead singer, I'm sure she's great, but the only thing I've ever seen of her is her singing their OG songs, and I'm like, no, that is for Chester and the crowd to sing only.
She's also like a Scientologist, I think.
Yeah, which
So
is
there's
weird,
that.
which I don't like that. Ugh.
Yeah.
But I mean, to each their own. I am excited for Warp Tour. We've
Yeah.
got luckily the bands that because you were supposed to go last year, and I looked into going last year, but the band that I wanted to see, which was Sample Plan, wasn't playing in Long Beach. And I'm like, Simple Plan, why would you not be in Long Beach? But they're in Long Beach this year, which is what
I did see
matters.
that.
I'm
Yes.
so excited. And then we've got 303. Like, what year is it,
Yes.
man?
Classic Warp Tour.
Yeah. And I'm like, heck yeah. And then who else was on here? All Time Low is gonna be there, which I love. There was another one. Oh my gosh. Who was and good old Hoobastank. I love
Who
some
but
Hoobas.
Stank?
Yeah, I love Hoobastank. So I am excited. They have like a good mix of like new and classic Warp Tour people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's 2 days, right? Warp Tour is 2 days.
Yes, 2 days.
So I am very excited. So this will be my second festival, and this time it's a 2 day festival instead of a 1 day festival. So I'm pretty excited. Although I keep seeing everybody's like, "Oh my god, we only have 1 week until Coachella," and I'm like, "Okay, enough. I can't afford
Yeah.
Coachella. Leave me alone."
Yeah. Also, don't want to do Coachella.
I think Coachella would be fun, but they would have to have an artist I would want to see. I don't even know what
Yeah.
Coachella's lineup is. Most of the time, I'm just like, "Who?" And then sometimes
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, this person is going," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not going to fight people to see them." You know?
Yeah. I agree.
Okay, I know Big Bang so far, which I don't even really know Big Bang. I've just heard of them. But like I just don't know a lot of the people who do Coachella anymore. Like OG Coachella, I was like that would have been cool. Like Ellie Goulding and like Ed Sheeran and stuff like that. Like the beginning of Coachella. I would be like, heck yeah. The band who sings the intro for Don Da Don though is going to be at Coachella, which I thought was very random. I'm like,
Well,
oh
that's kind of cool.
yeah, good for them. I love that. Oh, apparently Devo is going to be at Coachella. There's some of them that like I recognize, but I feel like Coachella is just not in my wheelhouse of music for the most part.
Yeah, same.
I feel like Sick New World, as metal as it is more in my wheelhouse than Coachella is. I feel like Coachella too is probably only really fun if you are like there on behalf of like a company of some kind, and they have like an area that you can like hang out in and get drinks and snacks and stuff, cuz I don't know if I'd want to do that and have to lug all that stuff in, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like in Indio. It's so hot there. Why would we have it there? I mean, I know why we have it there cuz it's out in the middle of nowhere, but I'm just like, "Oh my god, it's so hot." No.
Yeah.
And then like the closest like city is Palm Springs. I'm like, I'd rather go to Sick New World and be at the Vegas Fairgrounds in Vegas than at Coachella. But if somebody wants to send us to Coachella, feel free to do that. We will go for free.
Yes. Mhm.
uh, but yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Do you have anything else to add to our Yibbity Yap?
Follow us for more.
Yes, follow us. We have some things potentially in the wheelhouse. Wheelhouse. I can't talk today. Also, our podcast anniversary is
Is coming
steadily
up.
coming closer. Also, I was thinking
Mm.
about it today because I was thinking about you turning 30. Um, we celebrated my 30th birthday on the podcast as well. So we both celebrate being 30 on this podcast, which is kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
Like, pat on the back, take a shot on our behalf that we've been so consistent with something,
True.
and our something that's fun in our lives, and not just go to work and come home. Um, and we get to yippity yap. And I love that.
So, and we appreciate everyone that has been here. Especially
Yes.
them that's been here since day one, Jamie.
Yeah. Shout out to the OGs, Jamie and Natalie.
Yes.
Oh, being here day one and being here every week, like clockwork. I do love, small tidbit. When I was in Oklahoma with Natalie, and uh, Zachary, Natalie's son, listens to a dinosaur podcast, as one dinosaur aficionado always should.
Mhm.
But so, like, when you listen to a podcast on Spotify, it'll automatically bring up like the next one you're subscribed to. And so he'll listen to the dinosaur podcast, and then it goes into our podcast. And she was just like, she turned around and she's like, "Who's this?" And he's like, "It's Aunt Mimi."
Aww.
So shout out to Zachary for being a listener, even though he probably has no idea what we're talking about or what is
Dude, a
happening.
fan from birth.
Yeah, he has no choice. I am his favorite aunt. Sorry, Emma, but I am. I'm definitely the cool one.
Mhm.
I'm doing finger guns. I know you can't see it, but finger guns. But yes, so thank you to everybody who's listened. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, do that. Also follow us on all the socials. I'm very terrible at remembering to post on the Instagram. So even if you turn the notifications on, you will not get many notifications. So you might as well turn them on. You can also follow us on all our socials, the YouTube channel for both the podcast and me. You can follow both Casey and I on Twitch, and you can still buy stickers in the Etsy store, which will help us pay for advertising, which will get more of you here. And then hopefully one day we both get to quit our jobs and just do this full time.
That is the plan.
That is the ultimate goal. But other than that, we will see you guys in the next episode. So bye!
Bye!